The biggest problem with America and the budget has got to be that there's so much war, not enough in education.
You don't know where we go or how to get back home.
The budget is becoming the main source for the US's major economical driven dilemmas.
In your eyes, and if you stay
There is no skirting around the issue of money. If a president's main priority within the government is to maintain the economy, why have certain presidents made bad decisions and devastated the economy altogether? The blame was pointed in many directions for the commencement of the Great Recession in 2008. For example, Florida's Governor Rick Scott disclosed his fiscal 2014 budget proposal January 31st, asking for $74.2 billion in total spending. He outlines a myriad of key priorities for the budget, including K-12 and higher education, the state's manufacturing and business sectors, transportation and infrastructure, economic development, and environmental restoration and preservation. Scott's recommended budget would increase total spending for K-12 education to $18.5 billion, which is an increase of $1.2 billion. The governor says that his budget proposal reflects not only the progress we have made in reducing the size and cost of state government, but our continued focus on creating jobs, improving education, and keeping the cost of low living for all Floridians.
and just start walking, and just start walking, and just
What do you think about the U.S. budget and how they spend it on education?
I think that the U.S. they don't really spend money on education. They worry about other things.
I think they spend the budget not much towards school. They don't give enough money for teachers.
Yes. So I guess the way they think is like our future doesn't matter to them. So.
Okay, so realistically, the answer would be how the United States is spending their money. Now, a lot of their money is being spent on foreign affairs and the military.
They spend more money on education because it is our future. Like our students in every single school is our future.
The problem with the budget for education in America is that it's not distributed evenly or properly. It should be more like the educational system in the Netherlands, where depending on how the students' intellect is, they give them their school more money.
Yes. Budgets. Education. You have to ask yourself, what is education? What is education? And what is the budget? Obviously, those who are making the budget aren't educated.
and I lost track of time, and now it's all behind.
Here's the thing. While it's absolutely essential to live within our means, while we are absolutely committed to working with Democrats and Republicans to find further savings and to look at the whole range of budget issues, we can't sacrifice our future in the process. Even as we cut out things that we can afford to do without, we have a responsibility to invest in those areas that will have the biggest impact in our future. And that's especially true when it comes to education. Education is an investment that we need to win the future. Just like innovation is an investment that we need to win the future. Just like infrastructure is an investment that we need to win the future. And to make sure that we can afford these investments, we're going to have to get serious about cutting back on those things that would be nice to have, but we can do without. That's what families across the country do every day. They live within their means, and they invest in their families' futures. This time we did the same thing as a country. That's how we're going to get our fiscal house in order. It's how we'll grow our economy and attract new jobs to our shores. And that's how we will win the future in the 21st century. So thanks very much, everyone.
Will you be willing to pay more taxes to get a better education?
Of course. I think tax monies were spent more on what the people need, not what policymakers think we need. If we had a voice in how those monies were spent and they could assure that the money I specifically gave was used for education, absolutely. I even have a way that they could do it. call it a penny tax, and you do it periodically, say around Christmas time, when people are less apt to notice that penny for every dollar that's spent. So that's my suggestion for that. I don't want to talk about a problem without giving a solution.
And just start walking, and just start walking, and just start walking.